Alright guys, so this is gonna be an interesting video. I just got a text message. So I figured why not I would make a video. My thoughts on my hometown. And this might be the most overlooked town here most overlooked place in general. I might as well say it's a city because it's pretty darn big. Excuse my language, it's pretty damn big. It's big. It's a pretty big city. There's small towns attached to it. I guess you can call them suburbs. I don't know. But, Ashland, Kentucky. This city, when you talk about Kentucky, you never hear anybody really talk about Ashland. I mean, I've never seen Ashland on any top 10 list of whatever. Now, I will say this, a couple years ago, maybe even longer than that, Ashland was never considered a good place to live. The city relied on steel mills, like the AK Steel Armico. There's a coke plant here. There was, of course, Ashland Oil. Ashland Oil moved to Lexington, and pretty much every industry here shut its doors. And this city had a pretty high poverty rate. I'm not sure how high it was, but I think the poverty rate's like 12%, which is pretty low for Kentucky standards. Kentucky has the sixth highest poverty rate. It's 16%. So Kentucky has a poverty rate of 16%. So it's the sixth highest. What should I say? This city is it's a good place to retire. I mean, people are saying, oh, Kentucky's the worst state to retire. I don't think they understand. I mean, there's many states that are worse than Kentucky that they ranked the best states to retire. I mean, I can't say West Virginia's worse. I mean, West Virginia's making a comeback, and they're trying to diversify the economy, but it has some of the same issues. But they ranked Kentucky even worse. Yeah, Kentucky ranks has the highest cancer death rate in the country. The number one cancer is lung cancer. So that might have something to do with it. And Kentucky has the third lowest life expectancy at 73.9 years. The healthcare is also really expensive, but we're not talking about the worst state to retire. Okay, we're not talking about Kentucky's the worst state to retire. We're talking about Ashland. Why it's such an underrated place. Kentucky's a good place to retire. Yeah. The healthcare system it's okay. It's sort of average. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. So, Kentucky's sort of average in every category. And then, when you measure poverty, Kentucky's really high up there. Kentucky's in the bottom 5, or even bottom 10. The sixth highest. Now, Ashland, this city has a good history of, should I say, there's so many good things here. There's lots of opportunities in this city. You got great people like me, for example. I lived here all my life, and I still do. I think I'll continue to live here the rest of my life. There's so many good things here. I mean, it's a good place to raise a family too. I mean, there's lots of good restaurants here. And if you're talking about chain restaurants, It's the best chain restaurants here are Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Longhorns, Texas Roadhouse, which there's also Eastern Kentucky's only Outback Steakhouse. There's also Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I think I said Tropical Smoothie Cafe already. I think there's maybe a couple more. Of course, O'Charlie's is out of business, which makes me really sad. I miss O'Charlie's. Firehouse Subs too. As far as good chain restaurants, so there you go. I'm sure there's more chain restaurants coming. In fact, I think there's Drake's. I think that's what it's called. Drake's is Lexington. I think it's only in Kentucky. No, states I know that has Drake's is Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee. And I think it's those 3 states only. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a Lexington, I think, based restaurant. From what I heard, they're planning on opening a location in Ashland between the Office Max, which is now oh my god. I will talk about the issues with this city in a second, but the good side of Ashland. They turned the Office Max into a Dollar Tree Family Dollar combo, and they said they're gonna put it next to the Steak and Shake, which there's rumors of a Roosters moving into the old O'Charlie's space, so hopefully that is true. I don't know how true it is, but who knows. I hate Facebook. I hate Facebook. I hate it to death. I hate Facebook. Good God, Facebook. I'm gonna do a whole rant on it. Mark Zuckerberg. Anyways, this is not a rant on Facebook, but I meant Zuckerberg. Just excuse my language, but there's so many good things here. There's lots of amazing. If you don't want to go to a chain restaurant, there are so many good local restaurants here. There's so many. There's the Mill. There's Cargo House. There's Jolie Pirates, which is in the metro, which is pretty much only here in the metro area. Huntington, West Virginia, and here in Ashland, which I think was where Jolly Pirates was born. They got amazing donuts. Of course, my favorite donut's the Boston cream donut. Oh my god, that's so good. There's also other ones. The Winchester, Smokin' Jay's, Backyard Pizza. There's some other ones. There was one called Fiesta Bravo, which I'd never ate at, but I heard really good things about it. It closed years and years and years ago, back in like 2011 or 12. It was in the Ashland Town Center. There's lots of good local shops here. And pretty much, this city has Eastern Kentucky's pretty much only thriving mall. Because Eastern Kentucky's catastrophically impoverished. Many malls are dead, dying. There's a lot of good things about that mall. There's an Olive Garden inside. There's an Olive Garden, Panera Bread. There's restaurants attached to the mall. And then inside there's lots of good chain stores. Lots of local stores here too. Girl Scouts has an office in there. There's Hot Topic, there's Spencer's, there's FYE, all the regular mall stores, Victoria's Secret. And then the anchor stores are Belk. There's 2 Belk stores. I think there's a Belk women's and kids store, and then there's a Belk home store. There's a ginormous JCPenney, which actually used to be a Walmart. It's unusual. There was a Walmart as an anchor store here, the Ashland Town Center now, and then I think JCPenney was in the old Belk home store. I don't know which Belk it was. I think it was the home store one. They moved to a larger one across the mall. They demolished the Walmart and they built one up the hill. There's a lot of things you won't see in Eastern Kentucky. There's O'Charlie's, which that's closed, like I said. Outback, Dick's Sporting Goods. I think PetSmart. There's lots of good things here. Now, and then there's also now. However, Ashland's not perfect. It's not perfect. For y'all move here, it's not great. I mean, it's great, but it's not perfect. Okay. I'm on Facebook right now, doing this, but it's not perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna give you some explanations why. So, back there, I mean, there's walkable places. There's a lot of walkable places, but there's a lot of places you should avoid. I mean, the roads are bad here, and the state has a bill to improve the roads in rural Kentucky. They're trying to improve the roads here in Ashland. I don't really think I need to explain this one though, because they're really trying to improve the roads here, which I appreciate. So I think that's where I'm gonna stop with that one. Another problem is there's everything here. All right, there's lots of good options here for like Eastern Kentucky, because of course Eastern Kentucky's a very, very poor state, and Eastern Kentucky relied on coal mining, and you don't see a lot of these places really anywhere else except for places like Corbin, Moorhead. They might have some of those places, but not everywhere. You see Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky, okay? But if you're looking for something like, I should say, I'll name a couple places we don't have. We don't have Target. I'll name some places, the good places we have. We have Dick's Sporting Goods, PetSmart, Aldi's. If you want some good grocery stores, there's a couple ones. There's Food Fair, which is a staple in Ashland. Aldi's, Save a Lot, Kroger's. There's some good grocery stores. There's what else? Anyways, there's those places. There's everything right here, but if you want something cool, I mean, I'm talking like Target or Trader Joe's, or do we have a Trader Joe's, Costco? Do we have a Best Buy, a Home Depot, a Menards, a Cabela's, or Bass Pro? We don't have those. But of course, the developer, your Realty aka Interstate, there's in the Greenup County and Boyd County, which Ashland is the largest city in Boyd County, Kentucky. The border, there's a shopping plaza, where McDonald's and KFC is. They're building a shopping plaza, 60 acres, and it's going to have 4 big box stores and a couple small ones and a couple restaurants, which those are going to be new to this area. And I'm excited to see what comes. Yeah, the traffic's not going to be the greatest, but at least give us some credit of what's coming. But there's not a lot of options for some families. If you want something really luxury, you're talking Louis Vuitton, Gucci, like really, really upscale stuff, you're gonna have to drive all the way to Columbus, Ohio, or Lexington, Kentucky for something fancy like Lululemon or an Apple store. I mean, Apple store are places you see in like shopping plazas, like luxury, like upscale shopping plazas. Our House Furniture, those places, Cheesecake Factory. You're gonna have to drive out. that's not really a problem because this city, I think it's good the way it is. We do need new stuff, though. I will say, I've complained a couple times lately about Ashland not getting new things, but I don't really think I need to complain anymore. So, they're really trying to get new options here, which I appreciate. Oh, wait. I forgot to finish the good side. Opportunities. There's Malibu Jacks, which is a indoor theme park. It's only in Kentucky. I think there's one in Indiana as well. There's one in Louisville, one in Lexington, and one in Ashland. There's 2 malls in Ashland. One was dead. It went out of business. It was called the Kiowa Mall, aka Citadel Galleria. It had a Elder Beerman, a Sears, I think it was Kmart, Stephen Barry's, then Rural King, which is the only store still in business in that mall, and Farmore, which was a pharmacy. Then it closed, and from what I heard, it became a Barnes & Noble. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but when I heard it became a Barnes & Noble store for like a very, very short time, and then it became the movie theater. And then the mall lost all of its anchor stores, and then Rural King moved to the old Stephen Barry's / Kmart space, and then everywhere the mall went out of business, and they revamped it to a new entertainment complex called Camp Landing. Now, the old Sears space, they're turning it into a casino. They put like a sports bar inside of it. It's where Backyard Pizza is and Smokin' Jay's. It's gonna have new. There's some great locally owned restaurants. And that's what I like to see, the locally owned restaurants, not just the chain restaurants like a Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or Starbucks or Popeyes or Raising Cane's. I mean, those are some of my favorites, but I love my locally owned restaurants. Gotta support them. And Ashland has so many good options. So there's also a horse track being developed here in Ashland, in Boyd County. It's gonna have the first quarter horse racetrack here in the state of Kentucky. They're gonna make their debut here. The gaming center, aka casino, is called Sandy's Gaming. And I'm not 21, but I want to gamble. I know y'all be laughing at this, but anyways, back to the downsides. So, there's some what was I about to say? Like I said, you're gonna have to drive out. You can find the good stuff. There's no Panda Express. There's not really any good Chinese restaurants around here, but there's one though that's good. Yummy Walk. They got some good Chinese food. And then there's also, speaking of retail, there's a lot of dollar stores here. Of course, it's Kentucky. It's rural America, so you're gonna see a lot of those in the South too. You're gonna see them in the South too. This was the blow. This literally. You're not gonna be how mad I was. So, back to what I was saying about the old Office Max. They turned it into a Dollar General, Family Dollar / Dollar Tree combo, and I literally lost my temper. And it's just, I had to go outside. I was like, are you kidding me? You got a thriving area, the mall, Longhorns, Steak and Shake, Applebee's, Jimmy John's, which I hate Jimmy John's with a passion, though, but it's in a thriving area, though. Fazoli's, Texas Roadhouse. I mean, look at all those restaurants, and look at all those options. I mean, got the mall across the street, the movie theater. What in the world? I mean, Seriously. I was like, this is the last straw. There'll never be another new chain store. Well, not besides like the local. If you want something, like I said, if you want something really, really special, you're gonna have to drive out like a half an hour to Huntington or Barbersville, which is all the way in West Virginia. West Virginia. There's no Red Lobster, no Chipotle. I mean, the closest thing to Chipotle is Moe's and Suplex Tacos. So Suplex is an amazing restaurant. It looked legitimately good. And that leads me to Mexican restaurants. There are so many Mexican and Indian restaurants around here. It's insane. There's one up in the Russell area of Ashland by Arby's. There's one in there's Tres Hermanos, which is a staple of Ashland. There's also there's one called Soap Phyllis, which that's out of business actually. They became an Indian restaurant. They have more than Indian food. They have like Italian food too. They have like I don't remember, but I heard their food's really good. So. But there's so many Mexican restaurants here. It's crazy. It makes me go, what the? I'm not sure how many Indian restaurants there are around here. I think that's the closest thing to an Indian restaurant I found. There's a lot of pizza restaurants around here. Not as bad as you'd think, but there's a lot. There's Cargo House, there's Giddy Town, there's Rapid Fire, and Giovanni's, which is an Ashland staple. But if you're talking about chain restaurants, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Papa John's. I think I said Pizza Hut already. If not, I just said it, so. Yeah. Lots of pizza places here. And I think that's basically it. That's basically all I can say about Ashland. I mean, Ashland's an overlooked city. I mean, it's the 4th largest metropolitan area in Kentucky. Ashland's the 4th largest, and it's a beautiful city. There's also, not to mention, there's lots. They have a good music scene here, a pretty good nightlife. Of course, there's the Paramount Art Center, which is a historical place. There's I think a museum, art center. I think there's a museum discovery center in downtown, which is very a cool place. There's lots of good things here. There really is. Willie Nelson went here a couple years ago for a concert. Like there was a concert here. There's a lot of good things here. A lot of good things about Ashland. I think Billy Ray Cyrus is from Ashland. I'm not entirely sure. I think the Judds are from Ashland as well. So there's a lot of good singers. I think were born here in this city. And it's home to headquarters. I think of headquarters of Giovanni's Pizza, which is a staple here, and Big Sandy, which was born. Big Sandy Superstore, which is a furniture store like Ashley or Lazy Boy or Haverty's, or there's a store called Wells Home Furnishing, which is in Charleston, West Virginia. It's a very similar store. They have furniture, things like that. As well, there's also another store in Charleston called Tri-State Office Furniture. I keep on saying it wrong. Big Sandy's just like that. They have offices here in Ashland. So there's so many. Ashland's overlooked. It really is. And there's also good neighborhoods here. The Bellefonte area is beautiful. There's one guy, his name is Tom Wolf. He's the franchise owner of all the McDonald's locations around here. I think he's the wealthiest person that lives here in Ashland. He's got like a really nice house, like White House. There's a lot. That's like the wealthiest side of Ashland, the wealthiest part. The Bellefonte area, they got their own. What was it? They have their own country club. They have like a golf course, a pool. It's really nice. So that's for, like the wealthiest. There's a house that sold for like $900,000, which is insane. That's the most expensive house I could find. So that's Ashland. I'd recommend moving here. But I gave you some problems that you should avoid, but Ashland's a good place to raise a family, and it's a good place to retire. And there's a lot of opportunity here. Like I said, from the casino to the Malibu Jacks, etc., etc. So, I love y'all. Peace out. Bye. Have a good night, guys.